Hello everyone and welcome back. As promised, this is part 2 of the pro tactic tip of the day on how to deal with NPC carts. And the key to dealing with NPC carts in this game is patience. You have to see what the NPC carts are doing, how fast they're going, and then take your time, make a plan, and try to make an opening that you can squeeze through without the NPC carts hitting you. So in a situation like this, I could just wait because there's like one cart coming, so I'm going to shoot as many as I can, although I don't really need to. I could have just waited for them to get out of the way. And then I'm going to move, but let me show you. When that, I guess, yellowish cart was right in front of me, I didn't shoot it because it was too close. And if I had shot it, there's a chance that I would blow myself up. So I always wait till there's like at least 6 or 7 railroad ties between me and the NPC cart in front of me before I shoot it. And then once you do shoot them all or have an opening, take your time going through this section, because if you go above 16, 17 miles an hour, sometimes you'll crash. Okay, for those of you who said, okay, it's easy in a rainbow cart, but it's not so easy in a gray cart, let's try it in the gray cart. Again, you want to make a plan, see what the NPC carts are doing. And once again, if I just waited, they'll all disappear eventually because there's like no carts coming from the right. But this one, I'll make an opening and slide through it and show you how I do it. Okay, so after this little brown cart, I am going to start making a space for me to slide into. Careful not to shoot the cart directly in front of you because you will blow up. And a little glitch there. Okay, now I've got an opening. So once this green cart is gone, I'm going to start moving. And I'm going to take it nice and easy. I'm not going to gun it right now because I would probably crash. So I'm going to take it nice and easy. And once again, we made it through just by making a little bit of an opening and being patient. Okay, arguably the hardest part of the game is this intersection right here. You've got carts coming from the left and carts coming from the right. The ones that come from the left will explode and send debris flying all over the place. But the ones coming from the right just give a little flash and then disappear. And again, if you're too close to them, that flash will kill you. So make sure you've got at least 6 railroad ties between you and that car. And then just slide in whenever there's an opening and stay ahead of the cart behind you and not too close to the cart in front of you, and you should be able to make it up the hill just fine. Careful of the bumps, you don't want to be going too fast. And I missed right there. One of my rules in this game that I hardly ever follow is to never shoot at anything you don't have to. But it's just so tempting to use that gun sometimes. But I mean, technically half the times that I die is because I shot at something. I should have just been patient and waited, and I would have survived. But instead I shoot at stuff and it either explodes and kills me, or the bullet ricochets and comes back and kills me. So again, the key to winning this game is often just patience. Okay, another difficult part is when you get towards the end. So we're going to get to the top of the track right here. And there is a bend in this track. So if you stop right now, eventually you're going to fall off. And if you shoot at these carts, sometimes they'll explode, but sometimes they'll cause you to explode. So the best thing to do with these carts at this intersection is, again, just wait for an opening, slide in there and be patient. And as long as the carts don't suddenly speed up or slow down, you should make it to the end no problem. So I'm going to get in behind this red cart and not get too close to it. I know I've got a black cart behind me, so I'm going to be aware of that and stay close to the red one, but not so close that if he jams on his brakes I'm going to run into him, because they will do that sometimes. So just take it nice and easy and hope they don't do anything weird. And eventually you will make it up to that corner up there and be able to pull off. and then you'd have to worry about getting to the bottom of the hill. But once again, it looks like it's slowing down a little bit trying to mess with me, but that's okay. The black cart's way behind me. And I made it. So again, patience. And then we get to the bottom of the hill. And as you can see here, I am not being patient. I see the red cart, but I have no idea when that light turned green. But I went for it anyway. So this track could start shaking at any moment and I would lose and have to start all over again. I should have waited for it to turn red and then turn green again, so I knew how much time I had. But instead I went for it and I got lucky. As soon as I go over this bump, you see it started shaking. I made it by like half a second. Okay, and now all I gotta do is wait for this red cart to get to the end and fall off. Don't get too close because they will jam on their brakes. And I mean jam on the brakes as in stop for like 2 seconds, as if they know that you're there and they want you to hit them. So these NPC carts, they are not just little robots that do what they're told. They actually have a mind of their own, and they can sense when you are close, and sometimes they'll do crazy things to try to kill you. They'll either speed up or slow down, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Just be prepared for it. Okay, back to this intersection again, and this time we're dealing with like semi-fast carts. There's huge openings. So again, with this one, you just want to look for an opening and slide in. I'm going to show you what happens when you shoot some of these carts coming from the left. Okay, again, the carts coming from the right are just going to give off a little flash. And as long as you're 6 or 7 railroad ties away from them, it's not going to affect you. But those carts coming from the left, you see how they explode? I got lucky in that one because all the debris went forward, but the debris could easily fly to the side and kill me just where I'm sitting right now because it kind of flies all over the place. So the best thing to do is never shoot them. Just wait for them to go by and then try to slide into an opening, which is what I'm doing now. And then this little area between the tracks, that's a safe area to stop. I mean, as long as the carts aren't blowing up outside the scary tunnel, and they'll only do that when they're going very slow, but these fast carts, they'll never blow up over there by the scary tunnel where they spawn. So you can sit here all day and wait for an opening. So again, just be patient, wait for a cart to go by, slide in behind it, wait till you got 6 or 7 railroad ties between you, and then shoot the car in front of you. Or, if you don't need to, just leave it alone, be patient. And then you should be able to follow it up the hill. And the cart behind you will keep its distance. You made sure you had a big enough gap. So even with a gray cart, you should be able to make it up the hill, no problem. And again, when you get to this area, you want to make sure you got enough speed to get to the top of the hill, but you also want to be prepared to slam on the brakes as soon as you get there because you don't know where these carts are, because if you're going too fast, you'll actually overshoot that intersection right in front of me there, and you could get hit by one of these carts. So this is a perfect example of what happens when you're impatient. I could go right now and get in between the carts and I'd be fine. But let me show you what happens when you shoot some of these. I'm letting it get all the way to the corner and I shoot it. And I still didn't have room, so I let the blue one go, but now I'm going to slide in the middle. So there was really no reason to shoot that cart. And there was really no reason to shoot that cart either. But if you do have a big opening in front of you up here, make sure you keep it under 15 miles an hour, because if you go 16 or 17, you might crash. Okay, so we get all the way to the end, and what happens? My cart disappears because I was too close to one of those carts I shot. If I had just been patient, I would have slid in the middle, not used my gun at all, and I would have made it all the way to the end. But in that case, I had to start all over again. Okay, and a lot of you are saying, hey, Gruntbot, that's great. You got a rainbow cart. You can do whatever you want because it has great brakes and it accelerates great. But let's try the same thing with a gray cart and see what happens. Okay, so I'm not getting impatient. I'm not shooting at stuff that I shouldn't be. And I'm judging the speed of these carts, and I'm just sliding right in between them. Now, is there a chance they could accelerate all of a sudden and kill me? Yeah, there's always that chance, but you know, you can't sit there all day waiting for the carts to let you in. You gotta take a little bit of a chance. And they do that sometimes. They'll accelerate and take you out, but like I said, you never know when it's gonna happen, so you can't really plan for it, but you can't just sit there all day either. Okay, in a case like this where the carts are really slow and it's congested, just start picking them off one at a time and try not to hit those carts to the left that will explode debris everywhere. So I want to get this white one if I can, but I'll wait for this cart to go by. Okay, now I've got an opening, but it's too late for me to slide into it. So I'm going to wait for this lime cart to go by. And I still don't feel like I have enough time with the gray cart, so I'm going to wait for the green cart and the little yellow cart. And as you see, that opening is still there and I can slide right into it. Even with the gray cart that's slow and has terrible brakes. And I'll start expanding my opening in front of me. I probably don't need to, I got plenty of room, but you know, I'm not that close to the ones in front of me, so I can take a couple of them out. Make the gap even bigger. And again, just take it nice and easy. Be patient. Make sure you're going slow enough to go over these bumps. And hope that these carts don't start speeding up all of a sudden. Because if they do, then all bets are off. You just got to kind of accelerate and try to keep up with the one in front of you without hitting it. But I should be able to climb up this hill, take out this yellow one. And I still got plenty of room between me and the blue one, so just try to keep a nice steady acceleration. Don't gun it too fast, because when you get to the top of the hill, it's really hard to slow down if you've got a lot of built up forward momentum in your engine. Sometimes it'll shoot up to like 20-30 miles an hour and throw you right off the corner. Okay, again, I'm in a gray cart. And I see an opening as soon as I get to the top, so yeah, I can slide right into it. If it wasn't there, basically you just got to sit and wait, because I've showed you that at that corner shooting some of these carts will cause you to blow up, so you can just sit there and wait for an opening. There's no timer in this game, so you've got all day if you want to use it. And then just don't get too close to the car in front of you. Take it easy at this corner coming up. You don't want to be going above 10 miles an hour when you take this corner, because at 11 or 12, sometimes you will go right off the track and fly off into space. So try to keep it under 10 as much as possible. Careful going down the hill. You don't want to go too fast. Always keep it under 7 miles an hour if you can. If you ever see a 9 pop up, you are going way too fast and you want to jam on the brakes, because if you see a 9, then chances are the cart could jump over one of these bumpers and get up to 11 or 12 and throw you off the track. So you got to be careful of that. And then we'll wait for a green light like we should have last time. See if there's anything above us. Okay, the last cart we got to worry about is that green one in front of us. So we'll just wait for the green light. Take it easy. Don't get too close to the green one, but also don't sit on this track too long, because it will start shaking again here in a second. But once you're over this bumper, then you pretty much don't have to worry about anything else except running into the green cart in front of you. So make sure you give it plenty of space. Still keep an eye out behind you, because these carts will speed up sometime. You could take shots at the green cart in front of you, but, you know, why bother? It's going to disappear eventually. Just be patient. Remember the rule, never shoot at anything unless you have to. And I shot at it anyway. I do get impatient. And the carts behind me seem to be going a little faster than the green cart, but not that much. Okay, and we made the corner. And the last thing you got to worry about is these NPC carts, which are easy to avoid. If you ever hit one of these, it's your own fault, because you can clearly see them coming a mile away, and all you got to do is wait for them to go by. Okay, and then, of course, we get on the elevator. We remember that our controls are now reversed because we're going upside down. And we get to the big loop. Don't touch anything, no braking, no accelerating. And we make it through the big loop. And we go towards the dehumidifier. And I noticed something interesting that I hadn't noticed before. When they did these last updates, they must have added a green button down there, and I have no idea what it does. I'd be interested to find out, because it just used to be the two yellow buttons. One took you to the original spawn point of the game at the terminal, and the other one took you to the top of the dehumidifier. But I have no idea what that green one does. So, instead of finding out, I am going to jump out of my cart and fall to my death. And the reason I did that is because I have exactly 1,000 wins in this game. And I am not going to get another win and make it be 100 or 1,001, because then I would be tempted to get a nice even number, and the next even number would be 10,000 wins, and that would take the next 3 years of my life. So I am not going to get another win in this game. But that doesn't mean I can't still make videos and pass on information if I see anything interesting. And I also want to get my number of exploded someones up to like 25,000. Right now I got like 17,000, so that would be cool. Yeah, 17,045. So I got a long way to go to get to 25,000. But that's it, folks. It's been nice, and I will see you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.